Kristi Noem was sworn in as Department of Homeland Security Secretary today. She's a self-admitted puppy killer, and while that's twisted, it's one of the many disgusting things that's been hiding in her closet. Let's start with the fact that Nome racked up 27 driving defenses. She missed court appearances or failed to pay fines on time 7 different times, leading to 2 arrest warrants being issued for her. In July of 2020, Kristi Noem's daughter Cassidy Peters' application to obtain a real estate appraiser license was denied. Just days later, Nome held a meeting at the governor's mansion with Sherry Brin, the state employee who ran the agency that rejected her daughter's application. Brin's supervisor and Nome's daughter were also in the meeting. Just a few months later, her real estate appraiser license was granted. Shortly after that, Sherry Brin was allegedly pressured by the Labor Secretary to retire as executive director of the South Dakota Appraiser Certification Program, a position that she held for decades. After a discrimination complaint was filed, taxpayers had to foot the bill for a $200,000 settlement. Kristi Noem loves to rail against taxes and government spending, but she sure loves taking it. Noem's family owned and operated a ranch that has received nearly $4.3 million from a variety of programs provided by the United States Department of Agriculture between 1995 and 2020. I guess it's handouts for me, but not for thee. Now, maybe you're saying, well, why shouldn't she take it if other farmers and ranchers are getting it? It's not like she could stop the program. Well, when she had the chance to cut funding, she didn't. As governor, she pushed a state grant program that directed federal coronavirus relief funds to small businesses. A ranch belonging to Noem's family, Ricotta Valley Ranch Partnership, received $500,000. A business operated by her brothers received more than $100,000. The grant program initially capped grants at $100,000, but Noem's administration increased that cap to $500,000. However, less than 4% of grant applicants received $500,000. While there's no evidence that Nome intervened in the allocation of funds, it is quite hypocritical to take federal money that you whine is a scourge to the country. When Kristi Noem was elected governor in 2019, she spent nearly $60,000 redecorating and renovating her office. This included $13,000 for new rugs. All this came to light from an open records request. However, out of more than 100 pages of records that were provided, the governor's office left out that she spent more than $8,000 on a sauna. Kristi Noem dropped out of college to help run the family farm after her dad died. Years later, while she was a member of Congress, she finished her degree. Get this, she used internship credits for serving as a representative to fulfill graduation requirements. Not scandalous, I'd just say it's a little bit unjust. Finally, let's talk about the very event that Kristi Noem claims inspired her to get involved in government. After her dad died, she claims the IRS hit the family with a death tax. It turns out that origin story may not be on the up and up. Her claims of being a victim from the death tax has been labeled misleading, inaccurate, or flat-out false. As holes in her story began to develop, the Argus Leader editorial board published an article titled "Time for Kristi Noem to Get Her Tax Story Straight." Noem responded to that with her own statement. As inequality.org notes, her response is, quote, a textbook example of how a politician caught in a lie just can't own up to her dishonesty. It's a long article pointing out all the inconsistencies, but if you want the details, it is quite interesting. Do you think that Kristi Noem was a good choice for the Department of Homeland Security? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now that you know where we've been, find out where we're going. Tune in to Ladies Love Politics, where you can stay informed without going insane.